Hi. So one of the big issues we were having lately is my wife was complaining about the big vacuum cleaner that we have. So we ended up getting a cordless vacuum cleaner. One with a wand and many accessories. Yes, I'm not advertising, but this is a Shark brand. I'll review this at another time, but for right now, I just want to show you what's going on. So this is a very nice little vacuum cleaner. It comes with batteries and stuff like that, but it also comes with a ton of little accessories to go with it. The problem is that all these accessories are just always laying around, and there's really nowhere to put them, and then you try and get something and it falls over and gets knocked around. So my wife wanted a solution for this, and I figured, what can I come up with? So here's basically what we're doing. I found a piece of 2-inch plastic tubing, which is always a go-to project thing. Does wonders with a lot of stuff. I just needed some kind of way to basically make little stands so that all the components would be able to fit in here. So, of course, a quick run to the hardware store yields a whole bunch of these little end caps, which would work perfectly for the project at hand. I got the prerequisite 5 pieces that I needed, and now I need to process to going around and cut this pipe to the right length that I need to do it to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go and cut this, and I'll get right back to you with the cut pieces. Just hang around. So very easily done. I just cut up the pieces to what I wanted. There's no real size for what you want to do here. I just figured probably the longest piece I had is about 2.5 inches, so I figure a 3-inch cut would be fair enough. So I got my pieces cut to 3 inches, except for one, obviously, which I did cut to 6 inches because I do have a wand that's a little bit longer, and I just wanted it to sit here a little bit better and not kind of wobble around with a very short piece where it could possibly fall out. So now, having done this, what we need is to find these things and connect them to the shelf. In order to do that, what we have to do is find the center of the back of this thing and drill a hole through each one of them so that they can be screwed to the shelf. So let me just go do that right now, and I'll be right back with these with a hole in them. Now, truth be told, there's no real science to getting the center of these things. You could do it just by eye, or you could measure, or any kind of way you'd like to do it. I just happen to have one of these tools around, which is really kind of helpful in a situation like this, because all you have to do is just take the top, just settle it back down here, draw a line across, turn it over in a different direction, draw a second line, and now you have the dead center to this little cap. Not that it really matters. Basically, all you're trying to do is have a center point where you could just screw these caps down to the board so that this thing can fit into it and get glued in there and hold them in place. So accuracy is not really critical in this situation, but it'd be nice if you could get it done just right. But again, use whatever method works best for you. Just make sure you get a hole punched into each one of these, or drilled actually into one of these, so you can screw these bottoms onto the work shelf that you're going to tie them onto. So, having measured my centers, I'm going to go drill these real quick on my press, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've got all my holes drilled in my little bases. Now what I need to do is figure out how I'm going to put these on the shelf. Now, I've already made this project, so this is just a second one for the video, so I'm just using a blank piece of wood here just to show you what I did and how to go about doing it. So what we're going to do at this point is, again, just get a square edge so you make sure you get a straight line. Draw your line across to where you want your tubes to be. And of course, at this point, it's a good idea to just measure how far away you want each one of these things to be. So you want to make sure you allow for some room in case you have bigger heads that need a little bit of space. You don't want them bumping into each other. So make sure you allow a little bit of room when you're spacing them. I would say somewhere around probably 2.5 inches maybe. That would be a good spot. So just mark your 2.5 inches wherever you're going to do this, so that you know where to drill. I'm just doing this the hard way. Obviously, there's a lot of easier ways to do it. And once you've done that, it's a good idea to just get your drill and do a starter hole, so that when you put your screw, just make sure you don't drill all the way through, because you don't want to do that. You just want to do a starter hole so that your screw can go into it and hold it in place. That's really all you need. Just enough to get going, just to get started. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your pieces right there so that you can screw them down. So let me just grab my screwdriver. Be right back. Just when you pick up screws, just make sure your screws are not too long so they don't go through the other side of the board. You don't really want to do that. Just get screws that are about the right size. Depends on your shelf. If it's a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, 5/8, whatever wood you're using. In this particular project, I picked number 8 by 3/4 inch, which is enough to accommodate the plastic here and enough to go into the wood and do the job. So we've got our starter hole in there. You're just going to place your tip down here, get your screwdriver, and just screw it in place. Once this is screwed in place, you can see now it's very solid. It's sitting there. It's not going to go anywhere. And of course, just keep doing as many of these that you need. I'm using 5 personally because we have 5 ends that we're going to use. So just screw them into place. Get your little tubes that are already cut. Knock them in there into place. Use your hand or a rubber mallet if you want to get them there. And once you do that, then now you can just place your pieces in there without an issue. And so on and so forth. And you can have, of course, as many of these as you need. You can do 4, 5, 6, 7. Now all your pieces are organized. They're easy to come in and out of. You don't have to sit and struggle with it. By the same token, they're not just laying around all over the place. They're organized. They're nice and pretty. Everything's going to be in its place. And it's going to look fantastic. So there you go. That's just an easy project. Very easy to get to. To me, I think this whole thing, besides the time we're running to the hardware store to pick up the parts, I think this whole project took about 15 minutes. But it organizes things and it puts them in order. It's really nice, and guess what? The missus is happy, and that's really what matters, isn't it? Alright folks, I hope this little DIY project was as practical for you as it was for me. It was quick, it was easy, it was about 15 minutes. You get your little accessories organized in order and nice and tidy. Makes things look good, and it's really cheap, practical, and easy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit that bell. That way next time I put up a video, you'll get notified. Hey, have a good one.